Hi, and welcome to another pick a card reading. This one is not a monthly one. I have done one for November, I've done one for December, but this one is more for the next year. So what can you expect? What messages do you need to hear right now regarding next year? And personally, I don't think that with tarot I can very accurately talk about all of the things that are going to happen to you next year, because there are so many possibilities for you personally and you specifically for next year. And I do think that you as a person with choices have a big influence in what is going to happen to you next year. But these are just some things, some messages that maybe you need to hear right now. So the way that I have set this up is I have chosen beforehand 3 crystals that I wanted to work with in this reading. All of these crystals I haven't used in a reading before on this channel, so I'm going to walk you through them. Here we have Selenite. And selenite is known for being the stone with angel vibrations. These vibrations are very powerful and associated with protection, rest, and balance. For pile number 2, I have Carnelian, which is associated with success, manifestation. It also enhances creativity as well as sexuality, and it helps with exploring past life experiences. And for pile number 3, I have this golden healer crystal, which removes attached entities, karmic trash, and other negative energy that you basically don't need, like old sadness and anger. So focus on which of these 3 crystals or which of these 3 piles you feel most connected with. So for this reading, the cards that I'll be using are the Magical Nordic Tarot. I think this is such a beautiful deck, and I haven't used this before for a reading, but I recently felt really connected and inspired by this deck, so I really wanted to use it for this reading. I will also be pulling oracle cards from my Black Moon Oracle deck, which is astrology based, as well as pull a card from my Everyday Witch Oracle deck. This happens to be a fake one. I am soon buying the real one. So if you have chosen your pile, we'll go on to reading number 1 right now. This is a reading for you if you chose the selenite crystal. I'm going to put it right here so we can still see it, and let's see what the cards have for you. So a very exciting set of cards we have here. The 4 of Swords is often associated with heartbreak. So there may be something coming in 2021 that's gonna be hard for you to deal with. But in the Fool, I know that sounds so rough, first thing to hear in this reading after the year that 2020 has been for many of us. But what I see in the Fool here, the keyword is new beginnings, and that is really what the card of the Fool is all about. So it's about new potentials, new opportunities. So even though something that's gonna be hard for you to deal with here in the 4 of Swords, the Fool tells us that it's gonna be okay. There will be new opportunities waiting for you. What you always see in the card of the Fool here is that the person here is so optimistic that it almost falls off of a cliff. So I always see the Fool as some kind of warning as well. Don't be overly optimistic, jumping into every new opportunity that is being handed to you, or it will probably go badly. Definitely keep your head cool when you are looking at new opportunities. So the 8 of Wands is about news, quick development, quick changes, if you will. So there is going to be something that will hurt you. I don't think it will hurt you physically, but something like a heartbreak or even betrayal, or maybe you will feel lonely. But there will be a new opportunity for you to be able to deal with that. And the 8 of Wands here tells us about quick changes. So something in your environment, maybe the change regarding your heartbreak or your loneliness or your betrayal will be quick. But in the Fool, I can definitely see that it's not the end of the world. I'm gonna actually pull another card here. This is the Queen of Cups, which is kindness. And the first thing that comes to mind is being kind to yourself. That you are going through this heartbreak, this betrayal, this loneliness, these changes that are going on in your life for next year. And don't forget to be kind to yourself, but also maybe kind to others. The Queen of Cups sometimes portrays yourself. So maybe you are the Queen of Cups. So you are being nurturing and healing towards somebody else. Or maybe the Queen of Cups is the person that's going to help you through this heartbreak, this loneliness. Take this person in your life. Don't throw them, don't kind of shut them out is what I'm trying to say. Because this Queen of Cups, if it is not about you but somebody else, they are here to help you. They are here to get you through this heartache, through this loneliness. They are here to help you. The Five of Pentacles. Something's gonna happen next year, and I'm not saying that this is gonna be super bad. I am not trying to have this be some sort of doomsday or doom reading, but I do want to tell you like I think it is. This Five of Pentacles is about hard times, about lacking something. Maybe there will be something that you're gonna lose, and since this one falls right here with the Eight of Wands, it's gonna happen quickly. It's not gonna go over time, over a long period of time. Something's gonna happen, maybe financially, since the Pentacles are usually associated with money, and the Five of Pentacles is usually associated with loss of money, but it doesn't have to be money. It can also be, since we have the Queen of Cups here, it can also be emotionally. The Five of Pentacles can also be associated with rejection. So if I look at all of this here, something's gonna happen next year. It's not gonna be pretty, but at least it's gonna happen quickly, is what I feel with the Eight of Wands. And out of the things that are gonna happen to you, there will arise new opportunities. You will be able to start fresh, and you won't have to do this alone. You will have emotional support, either from yourself or maybe from somebody else, or maybe you know a way for yourself, maybe spiritually, to help you guide you through this hard times that you're gonna have to go through. I want to pull another card. The Chariot is all about movement. I feel like this goes well with the Eight of Wands. The Chariot is all about going and go for it. So I'm gonna put this here because I feel like it goes well here. Chariot, I think, represents kind of your journey here, the journey that you're gonna go through the next year of 2021. And I am not sure if it's gonna be the entire year or just the first part of the year, but the Chariot represents some kind of journey. I do think with the Chariot, I think it's kind of a positive card, and as well as with the Queen of Cups and the Fool here, I think you will be successful at the end of it. So it will be kind of a tough journey. It's not going to be incredibly easy. I know that's not super fun to hear, but I do think if you pull through, you'll be fine. I think everything is gonna turn out well for you, and even though it may be very hard to deal with, I think you're gonna be fine, honestly. So let's see what kind of oracle card I can pull for you. I want to pull this one. Ooh, I like that. And this one. Oh, we have 2 house cards. So when I look at this card right here, it's the 4th house, which is the roots. And what's actually kind of funny is that the Chariot is associated with the Cancer zodiac sign. And the Cancer zodiac sign defaults in the 4th house of roots. So I want to say that the 4th house, maybe the Queen of... This was the first thing that came to mind. Maybe the Queen of Cups, the one that is going to help you through this, has to do with your roots. So maybe it's family, maybe it's somebody that's close to you, like a mother figure. It doesn't have to be a female. I don't think so. But maybe it's somebody that's already in your life who's going to help you through all of this. Or maybe the other way around, the person that is gonna help you through all of this will become almost part of your family, whether that is if it's gonna actually be your family or that it's gonna feel like family. The 4th house is also usually associated with protection as well as the Chariot. So I do feel some kind of protection going on here. There will be someone who's gonna help you. I mean, you know, we got the Queen of Cups here. I think somebody is going to help you through all of your hard times. And like I said, it's going to be okay. I understand if this is your reading that it's going to be kind of hard maybe to hear, but I really, really want you to know that I think it's going to be okay, because we have the Queen of Cups here. Somebody is going to help you. We have the Fool here. Which signifies new opportunities, new beginnings. We have the Chariot, which means, in my mind, you're gonna pull through this entire journey. And then we have the 4th house, which is also about protection. So make sure you are being protected. Make sure that your Queen of Cups is somebody who will protect you. Don't blindly trust anybody, is coming to mind. Don't just blindly add somebody in your life. Trust yourself, but don't be afraid to trust someone else to help you through it. And the funny thing is that the 3rd house also kind of relates to family ties. So maybe this entire reading is about your family, something that your family is gonna go through. But it could also be you within your family, or you having troubles feeling betrayed maybe by a family member, or your family is being betrayed by somebody else, or it's gonna feel like it, or this is gonna happen to you and your family will be there for you they will be there for you. And this is kind of vague, because I understand that this is kind of vague, but I also know that everybody's family is different and everybody's family functions differently. So I want to keep that in mind. I want to be as inclusive as possible with these readings. So the 3rd house also relates to the way you think, you speak, and you write. So maybe the next year will be I know this is kind of out there and it's kind of unrelated to the rest of the reading, but maybe there's something that you've been wanting to do. Maybe you wanted to start speaking, or publicly speaking, or writing. Maybe there's something that you are passionate about that you I think it's gonna be a good time for you next year to start maybe writing, if there was something that you were wanting to write about. It is also related to your relationship with your siblings. So maybe there will be something new happening in your relationship with your siblings, whether that is related to the rest of the reading or not. Maybe you haven't spoken to your siblings in a while, whether that is intentionally or not. Things happen, especially with everything that's going on in the world right now. Certain connections may have watered down a little bit, but I feel like maybe next year is the perfect time to kind of reconnect, if that is something that you want to do. Again, I know family is different for everybody. And the 3rd house is related to education and to studying and learning. So maybe next year is the perfect timing for you to start a new study or to educate yourself on certain topics, things that you've always wanted to learn. I think next year is going to be a great year to do that for you. So, I still have this one, the Everyday Rich Oracle. That is the last one that I'm gonna pull for you. Oh, I pulled 2, so we're gonna get for joy and delight. So that tells me that again, everything is gonna be fine. She is so happy. You don't know what her journey has been. So in this card, she looks incredibly happy. Animals are running around her and she's having a little picnic with wine all by herself. So maybe you are gonna feel lonely, but please remember that you can have fun and joy even though you might be lonely. Like I said, you don't know what her journey has been. Maybe she has been through hell and back, and she still can be incredibly happy with her life that it is right now. And the other one is Imagine and Envision. I really like this card. I think it's really pretty. Keep your focus on what could be. I know we talked about a lot of kind of hard things in your reading, but again, this card tells me that it's all gonna be fine. Imagine and envision what your life could be. There are so many opportunities for you. The Fool says it all here. Don't stare blindly on the bad things that are going on. Everything will be fine. I'm gonna put these here so you can have one good look at all of the cards that I pulled for you in this reading. I can understand if this was a little hard for you. Definitely let me know in the comments down below if you feel comfortable enough to do so. To let me know what you thought of this reading, if any of it resonated with you. You'll be fine next year. Sometimes people have to go through hard things to turn out to be a better person than they ever were before. Good luck to you next year. I hope that even after this reading, you will subscribe to my channel and return for more readings. Thank you so much. And I hope to see you in next reading. So I had to change up the settings for reading number 2 because my camera battery was full. But nonetheless, you chose the Carnelian crystal, which is a really interesting and powerful crystal. I'm gonna put it right here where we can see it. And yeah, let's go. I don't read reversals. Ooh. Having the 10 of Pentacles as the first card in your reading, I think is a very, very good sign, because the 10 of Pentacles is associated, it says here on the card, contentment, but usually the 10 of Pentacles is also associated with money. So I would say money is not something that you're going to have to worry about next year. Maybe that is something that you are struggling with right now, but there will be a way for you to make money and to not live with financial burdens. 10 of Pentacles is usually associated with affluence. It doesn't mean that you're gonna be super rich next year. I think it means more of not having to worry about money. And if you are somebody who has always been having to adjust and be in financial, like a bad financial situation, this is gonna be a better year for you financially, I would say. And when we look at the moon, the moon is all about mystery and kind of knowing that anything is possible when it comes to the moon. So next year will be full of possibilities for you and full of opportunities. And the moon is I always associated with intuition. So trust your intuition. If there is something that you have been wanting to do, I would say do it. If there is something that you have been wanting to pick up, maybe spiritually, I would say the moon says to trust your intuition. Do what you think is right. And justice, it says here on the card, is all about balance. Life is not black and white. And I find it very interesting that the justice card comes up with the Ten of Pentacles. The Justice card is associated with, I would say, fairness, but also legal issues. So maybe there will be something legally happening to you that involves money, and maybe you are getting money out of it. Justice also relates to or is associated with making decisions. So next year, certain decision making will be very important. The card is also associated with karma, so maybe that means something to you. Maybe there has been something in your life that you feel karma should get involved with, and it probably will be getting involved with next year. Maybe that is somebody who you think has been a bad person or has been doing bad things, whether karma is gonna get them, or maybe you have been doing a lot of good and you feel like karma hasn't caught up with you yet, because where's your good karma? Here we have the Five of Swords, which is about conflict, which is about almost a war or a fight. So maybe there will be a fight about money, related to money, or maybe a legal fight that it looks like, if I look at the Ten of Pentacles, it looks like it's a fight that you're gonna win. But okay, so I'm a teacher, and when kids of mine are fighting, I always say that when there is a fight between two people have blame. When there is a fight between three people are to blame. And I kind of want to say the same thing when it comes to the Five of Swords, because being in a fight and being in a conflict is never fun. So even though I want to say it's gonna turn out well for you, it maybe financially will turn out well for you, but maybe not mentally. The Five of Swords can also be associated with cruel victory. So maybe you're not going to be the nicest of people during this fight. Maybe the other person is not going to be a nice person in this fight. I am not sure of the outcome of this, because we have balance, which means that maybe both of the parties get something out of it. But we also, in the Justice card, have karma. So maybe the one who is fighting a dirty fight might get karma thrown in his or her, or their face. Somebody is gonna be financially content. I feel like it's gonna be you, but I could be wrong. Oh, we have another sword. We have the Ten of Swords. Usually the Ten of Swords is about exhaustion, about being a victim, about something happening to you. But when I think of the Ten of Swords, I like to think that it can also be about victim mentality. So maybe there is something, maybe you have always told yourself that you are the victim in whatever kind of situation. Maybe you feel like bad things are constantly happening to you, which is with the karma from the Justice. Maybe you feel like bad things constantly happen to you, but maybe you have to look at your victim mentality. Maybe you are not a victim. Maybe you do have, and I'm pretty sure you do have a hand in the things that happen to you. Not always. Some things indeed just happen to you, but sometimes you do have a hand in what happens to you, but also mostly in how you handle the things that happen to you. So maybe you are in conflict with yourself. Maybe the conflict that you're having is within yourself. Maybe you are angry at yourself for constantly feeling like you are a victim. Maybe you feel like karma isn't doing you justice. Maybe you feel like the world has thrown you so many eggs in the face, I want to say. And maybe you feel like, why is karma not giving me the things that I deserve? I think you need to get out of your victim mentality and focus on the good things that are happening to you. Be more in tune with your intuition. Whew, yeah, I didn't mean to call you out like that, but I also kind of did. Let's see, what else do we have? We have the Three of Wands, and the keyword here is freedom, and it's really about seeking direction. So I think you have been having a conflict with yourself, maybe regarding victim mentality. Maybe you feel like bad things have been happening to you, but in the Three of Wands, I can see that I think you're looking for direction. I think you're looking for leadership within your life. In the Three of Wands, I see a very positive card. Joy is definitely associated with the Three of Wands. So I think when I look at the Ten of Pentacles, it's also about self-awareness. So I think you need to be very self-aware of maybe the victim mentality that you have been having, and that what kind of sadness you have brought upon yourself. And I don't mean to say that you are purposely making yourself feel sad. The moon is also associated sometimes with sadness and depression. So maybe you have been dealing with depression, and that also a kind of a victim mentality also comes from that. I don't want to say that that is actually your fault, because I have dealt with depression in my life a lot. But that may be kind of where the victim mentality is going on, and you might be in conflict with yourself. But I see here in the Three of Wands that it's gonna be fine. New things are gonna happen for you in the new year. There are gonna be opportunities, proposals, maybe even romantic encounters that are gonna happen for you next year. The Three of Wands, I feel like, is so full of possibilities and fun possibilities. Maybe related to money, maybe the Justice card is about a career that you're looking for. Maybe you have been thinking of starting in a new career, and you're like, maybe law is something that you want to get into. And in the Three of Wands, I can also see maybe new friendships starting, but to do that, I think you have to work on yourself first. Work on, how do I say this? Work on yourself, maybe even go see a therapist if you're not already, and if you feel like that could help you to get out of that victim mentality. Go pick up your own spiritual practices. Go maybe try meditation, or go on walks while you listen to podcasts or music. Self-help podcasts are really a lot of fun. But go work on yourself, go work on your mental health. I know this reading was kind of all over the place, but when I realized that the moon is also associated with sadness and depression, it kind of turned a whole new way that I could interpret this for you. So now I want to pull, I think, 2 cards from my Black Moon Astrology deck. We have the Sun card here, which is about your spirit, yourself. So when I say you need to work on yourself, the Sun is saying yeah, because the Sun is the planet that rules over Leo, and the Sun is the center of our universe. All of the planets revolve around the Sun, and yeah, your next year is gonna have to revolve around you and yourself and who you are, because you need to work on yourself. You can't. I don't want to go too deep, because this is not necessarily associated to the reading, just something that I think is important for everybody to know and to hear. The only person that you're gonna have to live with in this life, for your entire life, is yourself. And you're doing yourself a disservice if you don't look after yourself. this is kind of funny because here we have the 10th house, which is almost the opposite of sun, because the 10th house is about the world around you and kind of your reputation, the view that the world has on you. So I think you shouldn't worry about what the world thinks of you, as long as you haven't worked on yourself and how you view yourself. I think it's very important to be more worried about how you feel about yourself, and that you are happy with yourself and that you are content with yourself before you worry about what the rest of the world thinks about you. But the 10th house is also associated with kind of your career. So usually the ruler of your 10th house is a field of work that you'd be good at. And it's funny that this is right underneath the Justice card. So maybe you have been looking for a new career, or you've been feeling a little bored in your career. You want to go a different way. Maybe the law route is the good route for you to go on when it comes to your career. The 10th house is also about your responsibilities, and I think it's important for you to prioritize your responsibilities and know that your first responsibility should always be yourself. That's the last thing that I want to say about the 10th house and this. I'm now gonna pick a card from the Everyday Witch Oracle. Meditation to dig deep. I really like that. I already talked about meditation for your mental health, and with meditation to dig deep, I think what it means is I just want to say to take care of yourself, to dig deep. What is it about me that I like? And maybe you have to actually dig deep to answer that, because maybe you have been feeling not so great about yourself. But I think focusing on meditation, I'm gonna put this here, focusing on meditation will be a good thing for you. And then the other one is go with the flow. I think this is a really nice one to wrap up this reading with. Go with the flow. If anything happens to you, don't go fight it, I would say. Just let it happen to you. You can see here that she is super happy. She is super content. She has a little kitty with her in the boat, and she lost her pedal. She doesn't care. She's just going with the flow. She has how do I say that? I don't want to say she lost control, but she chose to not be in complete control. And maybe that is something that you need to hear right now. So yeah, this is the reading that I got for you. I would say it's pretty intense. Maybe you feel called out. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of this reading. I would love to hear from you. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more readings done by me, subscribe to this channel. Maybe watch some other pick a card readings that I have done. And yeah, I hope to see you next time. So I literally already started doing your reading for you, but I wasn't filming. So yeah, the camera setup is a little bit different because I had to shoot on my phone because my battery for my camera was dead. So what we had was the Three of Cups, and I was saying that so many fun things are gonna happen for you next year. I always associate the Three of Cups with friendship as well as celebrations. So there may be celebrations going on in your life. Fun things are gonna happen for you next year. I know that many of us haven't been able to see our family and friends because of the virus and everything that is going on. And I feel like the Three of Cups is telling you that friendships are gonna play a much larger role in your life next year. Next we have the Hermit, and I had a whole fun thing that I was saying about the Hermit. But you can see that the little person here is in front of a waterfall and in nature, and he just has closed himself off. And I feel like that is something that you maybe need to do next year. That even though you are big on friendships and friendships are important to you, it's also very important for you to have some you time. Maybe pick up some spiritual practices like meditation or journaling, maybe a long walk, or I don't know, visiting nature. Anything that resonates with you and what you like to do with your spiritual practices, I feel like you should pick that up. Maybe that is even reading tarot for yourself, or getting into crystals, or oracle cards, or anything else that is spiritual for you. Maybe you are a Christian or a Muslim, or you have another religion. Maybe next year is an amazing time for you to get in tune back with your own religion again. And the last card that I pulled for you was the Six of Swords, which I wanted to say was about boundaries, how the hermit is closing himself off to focus on themselves. And I think it can be really important, even though friendships play a big role in your life. It is also important to set boundaries, to not constantly have people knock on your door, but to allow some time for yourself as well. I think it's important for you to next year to kind of do almost like a timeout. There has been a hell of a storm of a year in 2020, and the Six of Swords kind of represents the calm after the storm. I know that the virus and everything is definitely not done yet, but maybe you have been hit exceptionally hard with everything that is going on, and I feel like next year there's some hope for you when I look at these cards. Yeah, there's gonna be a calmer time for you next year after all of the hardship and stress that you have been going through in 2020. It could also be that you are currently in a job or in a situation that is causing you a lot of stress, and the Six of Swords is telling you basically to cut it off and to focus on yourself and to do what is good for you, that you need to put your own mental well-being first. Maybe that means quitting your job. Maybe that means that you're currently in a relationship or in a situation, maybe even with friends, that you need to cut off. You need to look at what is good for yourself and go for that. Maybe there are more exciting work opportunities abroad. Maybe you have been thinking of working abroad, and I would say that the Six of Swords is saying that it is a great choice for you. I'm gonna pull some more cards for you, but I think it's already a very interesting reading for you guys. Okay, so this one just threw itself at me, and this one too. I think it's interesting that the Seven of Swords is now, because I pulled it right here, is associated with friendships. And Seven of Swords is about bullying and victimization and almost like a disconnection. And on the card it says betrayal. So maybe there have been friends who have been betraying you. Maybe you have been feeling betrayed by friends. Maybe they, and I don't know why this comes to mind, but in regard to the virus, maybe friends of yours haven't been as careful as you have been with this with the pandemic going on, and maybe you feel betrayed by that. Maybe they have been going to parties. Maybe they have been meeting up themselves because you were the one who were more how do I want to say it? You've been more careful when it comes to this pandemic than some of your friends, and maybe you feel betrayed by that, or maybe your friends just have been bullying you, and it has nothing to do with the pandemic, but maybe your friends haven't been as nice to you as you deserve, honestly. The Seven of Swords can also symbolize like thievery. So maybe friends are stealing something from you. That doesn't always have to be stealing something physical, but it could also mean certain ideas or other things that they have been stealing from you, or you feel like almost you have been robbed in some way or another. And the World is also a very interesting card. It almost symbolizes the end of a cycle because it's the last card of the major arcana, sorry. So it's about completion. There is something in your life that is coming to completion, and it's very fitting that it sits here with the Six of Swords, where I just talked about how you need to be quitting, whether that be a toxic work environment, whether that be a toxic friendship, and you leave that behind you. And there is a world of opportunities laying ahead for you. There's a little fly here that is annoying me. But there are tons of opportunities for you waiting. There is an incredible journey laying ahead of you for next year. Things are gonna change for you next year. I feel like it's gonna change in a good way. The book that comes with this deck literally has as a message, the world is your oyster. So I really want you to keep that in mind, that there are going to be so many opportunities for you, but you're gonna have to cut off toxicity in your life first. I feel I feel like this symbolizes success as well. You're gonna be successful, good things are gonna happen for you, but you need to put in the work first. Good things could be something like promotions or recognition from high places. So maybe the cutting off your toxic work environment actually means a promotion, and you're gonna be able to work in a different environment. The good things could also be in your romantic life. So maybe there will be a proposal happening for you. It could mean all sorts of things. Where's my deck? Oh, here. I'm gonna pull one more card just because I did that for all of the other readings as well, and I don't want to leave you behind. The next one is the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups could be either like an innocent kind of friendship that can happen for you next year, but it can also mean like the arrival of positive news. So maybe messages about pregnancies or engagements or other romances that can happen for you next year. And the Page of Cups can also mean that your creativity and your intuition, as well as your inspiration, it may be heightened. And if you have any interviews and tests or exams coming up next year, they are likely to come out very positive. And I want to say that because here we have the Three of Cups with the Seven of Swords, I feel like these two kind of go together. Like I said, with the betrayal of current friendships, you're gonna make new friends that are gonna do you way more justice, and are gonna be the kind of friends that you actually deserve to have. I'm gonna pull a few cards from my Black Moon Astrology deck. We have the 11th house, which is associated with friends, which is so fitting that we already had a talk about friends. So yeah, friendships are going to play a huge part in your life next year, whether that is going to be making new friends or finally being able to ditch the toxic friends in your life, the friends that you don't need. So I mostly associate the 11th house with friends, but it's also about long-term dreams and goals and your hopes. So next year, and I mean, we already saw that in the card of the World. Next year, amazing things are going to happen for you. I feel like there are so many dreams that you have been maybe working towards. Maybe they're gonna come true, or you're gonna have more opportunities to actually work on achieving those dreams. Maybe you're gonna get involved with not just so this is about groups and friends, but it can also be about other kinds of groups of people and organizations. So maybe you're gonna get involved with politics even. Maybe you have been wanting to go into politics, or maybe you're gonna be a part of another kind of organization that means a lot to you. And maybe you're gonna make a lot of friends out of that. Let's see what other card can get for you. We have the card of Love. Which is funny because we already talked about playful. I say the card of Love, but I really mean Venus, and the keyword associated with Venus in this deck is love. We already talked with the Page of Cups about love, about the possibility of new love for you next year. Maybe you already are in a relationship and your relationship is just gonna go to the next level. Maybe if your relationship currently isn't feeling well, then you're gonna have to cut that off. The Six of Swords is telling you to. And you're gonna find new love, the kind of love that you actually deserve to have. So I feel like your reading is very much about what kind of influence the people around you have on your life. And then the Hermit also says that that's a good thing, or that it is a good thing to also sometimes shoot yourself off from all of these people and look within and be happy with yourself and to work on yourself and your own spiritual practices. So even though Venus is always very much associated with love, I feel like it's also about your creative talents. So if there's anything that you have been wanting to do creatively, maybe there is a creative talent that you have been wanting to work on further, maybe pick up lessons and go educate yourself, go teach yourself whatever creative thing that it is that you want to do. Maybe that is like digital design, maybe you want to learn how to illustrate or how to design like books or magazines or other fun stuff, graphics, or maybe you like drawing, painting, embroidery. I know one of my friends is into embroidery. Maybe that is something that you need to pick up next year, I should say. And now I want to pick some cards from the Everyday Witch Oracle. We have, I'm gonna put it here, prayers and wishes, which I kind of want to associate with the card of the Hermit, because I feel like prayers and wishes are very spiritual. When you are into maybe like witchcraft, you can do prayers and you can do wishes, or maybe the prayers are related to your religion that we talked about earlier. I think it's very important to, when you do your when you go do your spiritual practices, to look at or to involve, I would say, prayers and wishes in those, because those can be very powerful. And we have make a move. This card is definitely saying go ahead with all of the things that we just talked about. Go look at your maybe toxic friends or toxic environments and make a move, make a change. Go get go get new friends, go get involved into new organizations, go ahead with your spiritual practices, make a move. I see here, and it's actually pretty funny because not in all of the cards there are two people. Usually it is just one person, but in this card you see her here with another person behind her, and they're doing something together. So, and since we already talked about friendships and everything, I think it's very fitting that we got this card. So yeah, this is your reading pile number 3. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are on this reading, if it resonated with you, if you found it inspirational. I had a lot of fun doing this reading for you. If you want to see more videos on tarot readings and tarot decks, definitely subscribe to this channel. I would love to have you here. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.